Howdy y'all, Big Country here, Big Country WV. So today I'm going to be reviewing a product, and I don't do a lot of this. And I'm reviewing this product kind of an after action, I guess you could say, because I'm not being sponsored by these guys, and I'm not saying you need to rush out and buy this, but here it goes. It says on it, Camillus titanium. They are game shears. So basically, these are like some heavy duty scissors. And they come apart. You slide them here. You can pull them apart to clean with. Well, let me see. Boom. They don't go back in quite as easily. Oh, no, it made the wire out of me. So we butchered recently 31 chickens, and that'd be me, my dad, and my brother. And we skinned most of them, but we had them from alive to skinned, gutted, and ready to go, and kind of rinsed off at the outside spigot, and had them in coolers heading for the house for final processing in about 2.5 hours. And this was my first time using these, first time using any game shears. They were a gift I got years ago, and I've never used them. They've been in a storage, like an outbuilding on my property, for a while now. And originally they came with a sheath, but the mice and rats and stuff had gotten in there, and there was a bunch of stuff stuck to it, and I'm like, yeah, heck with this, I'm just throw it away. I don't need the sheath. But typically what we would use for cutting like the leg off, so for those of y'all who never worked up a chicken, so you lop the head off, you go in, you clip what would basically be the hand on the chicken on its wing. You clip the very end of the wing off so that's through the bone. You cut the leg off at the knee. You cut the tail off, and then you also cut off, once you get so far down on the skinning process, or if you get them plucked, then you go through and you cut the neck the rest of the way off. That's how we do it anyway. And like, we've previously been using like limb pruners. This was our first time using these, and holy cow, these things went through the bone like I was just cutting construction paper. I mean, they really went through very easily, especially right off. Now, by the time you got to bird number 31 and had used these things on every single one of them, like, they were due for a sharpening. I mean, they were still cutting pretty easily. After 31 birds, at the bird number 31, they were still cutting relatively easy, but not near as easily as at first, so you could tell they were getting a little dull. But it made it through them. I mean, it was cutting like I took scissors. I was cutting construction paper. It was insane. I've never used a product like that. Like, I've never used anything on them like that they just cut through so easily. I looked these up, and I'm pretty sure that they're the same one on Amazon. Just look up like Camillus titanium game shears. So you can probably read that if you're interested. I don't get any sponsorship from anybody, much less Camillus. And I'm not saying you have to buy their particular shears. These are just the ones I've got, the ones I've used, and the ones that I'm probably going to get 2 more of them. Because the whole time we were working them up, like working up these chickens, it was like constant, like, hey, can I get, pass the cutters, please, pass the cutters. Like, we were just, all 3 of us, so like, pass the cutters, please. I need to do this part. So we're probably going to have 2 more of them by the time we have another 30 birds to work up. And do we need all these products? No. Like, do you need this? No. I've done plenty of birds without these. I've done birds without any kind of cutters, just using a plain old knife. There's nothing wrong with that. These are so easy. I'm not saying rush out and get these, but these made it so much easier. If I was only working up like 1 or 2 birds, these would not be worth the $20. But when you're working up like 30 plus birds at a time, they were worth the $20 that they sell on Amazon for right now. Like $21, $22. You can go look them up. Like I said, just look up Camillus titanium game shears. That's these ones. And you can look up just game shears in general. So if I was going to be recommending this, like any homesteader who's got chickens, that you're going to work up chickens, especially if you work up a bunch of chickens, either at one time or, here and there, you just like every so often you go out and work up 1 or 2 chickens, like that, definitely recommend for that. Definitely would recommend if you were a bird hunter, like your turkey, quail, duck, because these are going to be just as good as they were with chicken. And even like your small game hunters, like squirrel, rabbit. I don't hunt either one of those right now, and I have not eaten either one of them in years. I used to eat squirrel and rabbit, and now it's on the list of animals that I do not eat anymore. But if you were someone who was going to go out and work up squirrel and rabbit, go out hunting squirrel and rabbit and use it, then these would be very good for that. Like I said, do you need a product like this? Do you need game shears? No, you absolutely do not. You can go along your business perfectly fine. But these made the day go a lot easier. And I'm glad that I brought them the other day. And if you're in the market for something like that, I can speak with experience that these did the trick. So, I'm not a huge commercial guy, consumerism guy, but when you're a homesteader, especially for homesteading, farming, whatever you want to call it, there are just some tools that just make the job easier. Homesteading, prepping, outdoorsman, like a hunter, I could definitely recommend this. In fishing, I could see some use in it, depending on the type of fish. Like maybe I could maybe see some use on it. But maybe to just like go ahead and like clip the barbs on certain fish just to get them out of the way. That would probably work. But I can specifically say with chickens, it worked like a charm. Like I said, you don't need this product. It just made the day go a lot easier, and we will have more of that. We will have at least one more of these things before we have another 30 birds to work up. So y'all have a good one. I'm gonna get out of here.